Hi there, welcome back. And if you're new here, welcome. I'm Catherine, and I make journals out of old books. And this is the one I'm working on right now. And I have to hurry up because the big guy's going to need this book. If you're wondering what the list is, it's the list. And here's the original guts, but Santa needed it refilled with usable papers so that he can keep track of all the children's names. That's the way I look at it anyways. That's what I'm telling myself. It's from 1878. And it's not rare, so don't worry. I know I start every video that I'm working on with this book, actually with any book I'm working on. It's not rare. Please don't start panicking. She's cutting up books. No, I always check. I always go online. I check. Trust me, if it's rare, I want to sell that baby and get as much money as I can for it. And once or twice, I've kept them. For example, one time I found a first edition of my favorite book in the whole wide world. I found a first edition of A Tree Grows in Brooklyn. And that's probably my favorite book in the whole world. It's the first book that made me bawl my eyes out while reading a book. Anyhow, so and I usually find them at thrift stores, book sales. There's a little church book sale that I love going to near where I live. Yard sales, antique shops. People take pity on me and give them to me. Wonderful people. And we're working on this baby. And it looks a whole lot better than it did. Let me tell you, if you watch the previous videos, you'll see what we did to get it looking like this. And if you want to see how I applied these medallions, because they did say the complete works of John Bunyan's complete works. I think Bunyan's complete works. Here, and here. And we covered them up. Head over to Wishes and Weeds, my friend Nancy's YouTube channel, because she's got like an hour and a half. We did a live session together where we just worked on what we were working on and gabbed away and chatted with people that were chatting in the typing section off to the side. And I put these on in 3 different ways. So this one is simply glued on. This one is glued, and it's also secured with teeny tiny brads. And then this one is glued, and it's also secured here and here with floral wire. So, and that's what I wanted to do. I wanted to cover up that last little bit of floral wire. That just helps make it a little smoother for when I eventually put the end papers in. Now, I did get a chance to, let's see if I can pull this up a bit. There we go. I got a chance to sew the new text block together. So this beautiful big baby is all sewn together, and I've got to tell you, I'm in love. And I know I say it every time, but you know what? It's just like a mother when she has a baby, and the next one comes along, and you think, oh my goodness, I'm in love all over again. I know I was fortunate. It happened to me 5 times. And I was in love all over again every time. And the first time was like a twofer, because I was holding the first one, and then 7.5 minutes later, the doctor said, "Here you go, here's another one." And I went, "Oh, I'm in love all over again." Because she brought a friend along with her, and they've been best friends ever since, and even joined another one in. Well, actually joined 3 more in. I'm really thrilled as a mom. I swear my 5 children are each other's best friends in the world. And I feel like if I've achieved nothing else in my life, having my children be each other's best friends, I can leave this planet a happy woman. Now, I've got my bright lights going. I've already wandered off topic. I have my bright lights going. It waffles between overcast and the sun comes out and then the sun goes in, and it's just it's been like 8 days of overcast, and I could really use a whole lot of sunshine. We usually get, even though I live in an area that experiences winter, it's getting later and later because of global warming, climate change. We still get snow here eventually, usually by January now we have snow. But we at least have sunshine. And oh my goodness, I swear we've had like 8 days of overcast. Now I want to do something here that I hope will work out. Do you like that? I'm going to start with coffee. We're going to do an experiment together. I'm going to start with coffee, and if need be, we're going to go darker and darker until I'm a happy camper. So I'm going to squeeze my text block together. All these torn edges, usually I use my homemade tear edge rulers. Let me find one so I can show you, because you can make one if you're new here, and you don't have to buy one. Come on. There we go. Here's a homemade one. You just buy a plastic ruler and get needle nose pliers and just bite off chunks. And that will make you a terrific tear edge ruler. But in this case, because I was using some really thick papers, I find that my metal tear edge ruler works better on really thick papers. And so I used this one. It's made by that company, in case you're interested. It does a good job. I don't like that I can't see through it, but it is tough because it's metal. So, and I do like both sides. I will use this large side sometimes as well. So in this case, this side is the ruler I used. And most of the pages have been torn edge, but there are some that are the regular edge. So we're going to start with coffee and see if that gives me a bit of a grungy look. And I'm already seeing that we're going to need it darker. So I will finish it just in case, because I do want balance in the color. But we're already going to go a little darker. Shall we try a bit of gathered twigs? I think I've got them all upside down. There we go. I don't want it too dark, but I don't want them to look brand new either. turn this around and sort of just fan them ever so slightly. And I think I still want it yet a bit darker, and I think we may go to espresso. Sorry if you can't see what I'm doing. This book is big. Yeah, we're moving our way, I was gonna say up the ladder, but I guess it's down the ladder. This one down here is espresso, and it's very dark. Walnuts would probably be gathered walnuts? No, that's gathered twigs. Which is the walnuts one? Walnut stain. That probably would be dark as well. Yes, okay. Espresso has given me what I want. Thank you, espresso. Because I don't want it overly inked. But I do want it a little grimy. I want this book to look well used. If you hear racket, it's extremely windy today. And my desk is right by the window. I already had a walk with the little girl, and she's asleep, so that's why I could say the word. Although I did take a chance, because she could very well have perked up and said, "Did you say the W word?" So this, once we start getting into the book, you're going to see it's a blend. There's a lot of tea-dyed paper, but not too much. Tea-dyed paper can really bulk up your book. And plus I just wanted it to be realistic. I wanted it to look like maybe, you know, the elves that are in charge of making sure his book is ready to go for the big night. You know, if they need to, they grab whatever paper was handy on their desk to add some more names to it. And that maybe there's some new papers in there and some older papers in there and some just papers that happen to be on the desk they were working on. There, yeah, that's what I wanted. And so that's what I was hoping for. Now we're upside down. There we go. Now we're right side up. So, for example, here, this looks really new. It actually isn't. This is from a really cool accounting book that I found out in Prince Edward County a couple of years ago. And it's big, so it gives me lots of room. I made sort of paper washi tape. This paper right here, I'm going to lift it up so you can see. See how it's got like pine needles on it? I hope that shows up. Is actually the offcuts of this grass paper. And I simply tore it into the size I needed and then stamped it. And I like how that turned out. And then I glued it on. And you know what? It was easier to glue on than using washi tape to, because I had to join pages together with this book. It wasn't wide and it wasn't a big enough ledger book to make a full folio out of. And I really love the numbers, so I wanted both sides to have numbers. So I did that. But there's there's all kinds of interesting little things that I put in. I put in Christmas cards because I imagined maybe someone left Santa a Christmas card with his cookies and milk. Or perhaps, Santa was leaving cards for someone, so he had a card list, or he was going to keep track of who was leaving cards for him, that sort of thing. And I've still got this taped down because I need to find a way. First of all, I want to put some Christmas paper in behind that window. I should have done it before I glued this shut. This is in the center of the signature. I had to open it up and I glued it shut, and I should have put some paper behind it first. And I think what I'm going to do, this wants to stay open. I hope you can see over there. It wants to stay open and it's driving me crazy right now. And if it's driving me crazy right now, no matter how, even if I put a swirly whirly thing there, the 2 round circles with the spring, don't know what it's called. I think that it would be unnecessary bulk, and I'm thinking I'm going to glue it shut, open this up, and then maybe put a divot. And I think that will make a more usable pocket. But I had lots of fun putting things in that I thought maybe Santa might put in. More Christmas cards that maybe someone left him. Of course, I've actually left them blank because I'm hoping that the new owner is going to use this huge book to keep track of all their Christmas memories. Maybe it's a brand new family and they have a whole lot of Christmases ahead of them. And they want to write year after year what they did that year, who got what gift, glue in some family photos, that sort of thing. Things I wish I had done myself when my little ones were growing up. But on the other hand, I'm thinking young people now, they record everything with the phones. It's all, their children's entire lives are recorded. Now this still needs to stop curling on me. It's an old map and I backed it so that it could be journaled on. And it will eventually. I'm not too worried, even if I have to just keep curling it, or if the new owner needs to keep curling it. It's curling because of the direction of the paper fibers, but I wanted it the way I wanted it, so too bad. I'll take the curl. I didn't want to have to put the map in a different direction. So, what else have we got here? This was out of a German, I believe it's a book of prayer, but it could possibly be a book of hymns. I don't read German. I got this book when I was visiting Nancy out in her neck of the woods, a couple hours away from me. And there's, of course, a huge... Nancy, you're going to have to correct me if it's Amish or Mennonite community. I believe it's Mennonite community near you. And, of course, a lot of German spoke there. Oh, I did stamping. Santa looking over his list. Ah! Yeah, I know. It's way too much fun. Now, I think Kelly sent me these. Was this you, Kelly? All these little books that were sort of like ideals books. Oh, here's some more of that paper that I made that sort of turned it into looking like rough washi tape. This time I used holly. And this is actually Amazon packing paper. But I really like the way it looks. I like that it doesn't have a straight edge the way washi tape does, because I just hand tore it and stamped it. And I love this center for a center. It's just, it makes me really, really, really happy. Few little things. This, I believe, was in the latest little gifty box that I got from your creative studio. So, and it was from a chocolate company in France. It's a reprint of one. And as you can see, as usual, all different sizes of papers, all different kinds of papers. See how when I said not everything's tea-dyed and not everything has a torn edge, because I love that. So, but some are tea-dyed. I like the bubbles in that. That made me happy. Some more from your creative studio. This is just the blank page out of, I don't know what book. I save them out of books that that I've already made into junk journals. So I did the same thing with this map. Made some journaling space on it by gluing another folio actually to it, the whole folio, because the fold, this map was really old. This was from a 1950s high school atlas. And when I tried to fold it, it tried to start cracking on me. So that's why I thought, all right, I'm going to just glue you right to a folio. And that way the folio would become the strength for that crease. What else did I put in here that's fun? I shouldn't give away everything, but we're going to start working on it and putting in some fussy cuts. This was out of that Christmas Carols book. Isn't that pretty? Maybe Santa felt like singing while he was on his way to a faraway place flying over the ocean. Doesn't that look nice against the yellow? I love that. It's vintage, so makes me happy. And some more Christmas music with pretty little illustrations on it. And then this is from guest book, because you know I love guest books. But this particular guest book, at the back of it, had pages that actually said the word gifts on it. And oh, I had to put that in there. So, because, you know, it's the list. And the list is all about the gifts. So it got put in there. And then maybe Santa's hoping that Mrs. Claus is at home making him something. Or maybe he's looking over some recipes thinking of what he wants to eat. Haha, eat. This is, I hope I found a whole pad of these once when I was thrifting, for if you were holding a dinner and you wanted to be able to put a menu on everybody's place setting. Or maybe it was for, you know, a reception where you know ahead of time what the dinner is going to be, what's going to be served. 1950s-ish magazine. So many pages. I just didn't start writing dates on the pages. This is from, of course, a book of patterns for 1963 to make gifts for like bazaars. Oh yeah, it says for your bazaar. I used to love when our church had its annual bazaar every year. Oh my goodness, and my mom would make such beautiful things. Anyhow, I'm already off topic. But I just thought this would be cute to sew into the center, because I'm going to glue it shut and cut a divot into it and make it a little tuck spot. So, and it says gifts, so Jiffy Gifts. Maybe there was, you know, maybe a baby got born at 11:30 and Santa arrived at midnight and he had to have a Jiffy gift ready for that baby. So, not cute? So, it's nice to be able to use Christmas cards have a book big enough to fit lots of Christmas cards in. And this one I thought would work well. It's also from an address book, phone book, back when we used to have that instead of the contacts app inside our phones. And I figured this could be good in a winter type book, because it's ivy and ivy in many areas around the world stays fresh through the winter. No, you didn't get sewn in. Oh, because I had to take this one out and re-sew it. All right, are you ready? I'm going to show you what to do in this case. You didn't even get poked. All right, I'm going to show you what to do. So what has happened here is, let me move this. And I've got just enough time to show you. So this is an error on my part. It should have been in the center. So let's find the center of this signature. There's the center. And it should have been in the center. So what I'm going to do is glue this in the way they used to glue in plates into books. Well, they still do. So let's make sure. This is where, if you've got art glitter glue with this tiny little tip, it'll come in handy. So I obviously, when I was folding my signatures and preparing them to do the pokey tool through it, didn't get to the center of this signature. But it's not the end of the world, because what I'm going to do is use this tiny tip of the art glitter glue. And I'm going to do it on this side as well, just in there. Not too far out. Wow, you know what? This is only, in all these years, like 4 years. Am I 5 years at doing this? It's the second time that I've done this. I'm concerned about using glue on this. This is tea-dyed tracing paper. It's very hard to tie tracing paper. Talk about frustrating. I'll find somewhere else to use this. I'm not too worried because I'm still going to be putting things in this book. Now, I just want only this yellow part. I don't want to take the glue onto that page in behind. There we go. And then I'm going to slide that in, hold that up, and give it a pinch. And those will be fine because this stuff with paper, you can't beat it. Now, if I hadn't, it's not the end of the world, even though I have covered the back. I really could have snipped those snipped threads, repoked the holes, and sewn this in right through. I would have had one thread through this side, and that would have been fine too. But these will be okay. They will hold up just fine. I'm not worried in the least about them. They're already nice and secure. They turn nicely. There's a nice big spread for either the new owner or if I get my hands on it, for me. We'll see. So there we go. See, I already might put tissue paper on the back of that Christmas card so that it looks nice against that. We'll see. So what I'll be doing next off camera, there was a lesson to share with you how what could be, you think, oh no, it's the end of the world. Not the end of the world. That's the beauty of a junk journal, is pretty well anything can be fixed. There we go. So that's going to be a nice size. That's got a great pinch. Look at that pinch. I'm going to be able to have a lot of fun with this. Now, something I did was, how am I? 33 minutes. All right. Something I prepped off camera was this lace. Now, I got this at the thrift store, but I've seen it at dollar stores. It's a cotton craft lace. I've seen them in white and in this beigey color. And they're terrific. If you cut them down the center, you can make them really ratty looking. And I find I like the look of it better than cheesecloth for making a ratty edge along the head and the foot of a book, of a text block. So see what I mean? That's going to look really terrific. And you get 2 for 1 because these used to be joined together like this. And what I simply did was I cut it to the width that I was going to need, and I cut it down the center. And then I used 3-in-1, and I ran a strip along there and mushed it in to hold it together, because when you start pulling those apart, because you've cut a raw edge, you'll be able to pull them apart, but you don't want the whole thing to fall apart because these are all interwoven, and when you cut right down the center, you can literally unweave the whole thing apart. So by gluing along the one side, it holds it together, and then again gluing it. So that's while you work on it, because sometimes you really have to tug. I find I use my awl and just pull at it like that, and you get a really nice look. And then there's the double whammy of the glue, because then it will get glued onto the text block before it goes into the cover. So there we go. So we saved the day with the, I should have known signature number 13 is the one that was going to give me troubles. Besides one of them, no, the cover, I cut myself on the floral wire. Don't worry, I cleaned everything up. Thank goodness art desks also have peroxide. So I got everything all cleaned up. I had to change it. Maybe that's when this got switched out. I had to change a page out of it because anyhow, it was bad, but it's good now. So pages got replaced because there was carnage. Oh, where'd the pin go? There it is. All right, I'm going to get going. I'm 36 minutes into this because I've been talking too much. I hope you have a great rest of your day. And I hope everyone you love is safe, and that we'll get together very soon, within a couple days. I'm going to keep working on this, but it's mostly going to be fussy cutting from all my Christmas books, and I'm really looking forward to just having some peaceful time here at my desk, fussy cutting and gluing and just decorating the pages so that they're mostly ready for writing in. And I'm really looking forward to that. So take care. Have a great day. Click like if you're still here and you enjoyed it. And I'll see you again soon. Bye.